Hey everybody, Craig Stanley here with Summit Group of Virginia and Summit Group 401k Consulting. This is actually our first video of hopefully many more to come. We're going to try to break down some of the financial complexities of our world and really just try to help you make better decisions, whether it's within your retirement plan or outside of it. So I hope you enjoy it. We're going to kick it off today with one of my favorite topics, and that is Roth. Now, Roth, which is really just named after the late Senator William Roth, who came up with the idea, is all about saving for retirement in a different way for tax purposes. And when we're talking about Roth, especially for this video, we're referring to both Roth IRAs or Roth 401ks or Roth 403bs. Now, all of those are treated primarily the same for tax purposes. They really just have some different rules around them. For example, a Roth IRA, after you make a certain amount of money, you're no longer eligible to contribute to a Roth IRA, but those income limits don't exist with Roth 401ks or 403bs. The other main difference is just how much money you could put into either of those in any given year. But certainly if you have interest in Roth after this video, then you should check with your employer to see if they offer Roth within their 401k or 403b. Now, with that said, most of us know the traditional way of saving for retirement, and that's pre-tax. Now, pre-tax is I'm going to put the money in and then I'm going to take a tax deduction or write it off of my taxable income for the year. I'm going to then invest it and grow it, and as I start taking that money out and drawing it out of the account in retirement, both that principal and the earnings are taxable to me as I use it. Now, Roth's the flip of that. Roth is I'm going to put the money in and I'm going to pay the tax today. I'm then going to invest it and grow it. And as I start taking that money out in retirement, both that principal and the earnings get to come out tax-free. Now, there are a couple rules around that. One is you have to be at least 59 and a half years of age before you start taking that money out. And number two is that Roth has to have been in place for at least 5 years. But assuming both of those are the case, then again, principal and earnings get to come out tax-free. So let me give you an example. If we have a 40-year-old and that 40-year-old is going to put $100 into their retirement account and they're going to invest it for the next 27 years to age 67, their normal retirement age. And let's also assume that over that period of time they're going to earn an average annual rate of return of 8%. Well, if you do the math on that, that $100 at age 40 becomes $800 at age 67. So then the question becomes, if that 40-year-old were you, would you have rather have paid tax on the $100 when you put it in at age 40, which is Roth, or would you have rather have paid tax on the $800 when you took it out at age 67, which is pre-tax? And let's also ask, would your answer be different if we threw different tax rates in? There's a lot of people that think that if they're at a higher tax rate today than what they might be in retirement, then Roth isn't a good idea for them. Well, let's do the math on that. Let's assume that 40-year-old is at a higher tax bracket today at 35%, and that they're going to be at a lower tax bracket at, let's say, 24% in retirement at age 67. And of course, these are just assumptions. We don't even really know what tax rates will be then, but let's go with it. Well, that 40-year-old, if they paid 35% in tax on that $100 when they put it in, $100 times 35% is $35. Or at age 67, if they had waited and took $800 out at age 67 and paid it at a 24% tax rate, well, $800 times 24% is $192. So going back to the question, would you have rather have paid $35 in tax at age 40, which is Roth, or would you have rather have paid $192 in tax at age 67, which would have been pre-tax? So my point is that I think a lot of people underestimate the long-term tax-free growth opportunity that Roth can provide and focus too much on what their tax rate is today versus what it might be in retirement. So if you haven't given Roth consideration, or if you have but you really just focused on those tax rates now and what it might be in the future, I would highly encourage you to give it another look and get nerdy like me. Look at the numbers. I've put a link to a calculator in the comment section below. You can plug in your information and you can really try to help quantify what it might be for you, whether you made pre-tax or Roth contributions over the long term. So that covers it today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't looked at Roth, or if it's been a while, please take a look at it again. I think you might find it to your advantage. More videos to come. Take care, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.